Hello everybody, welcome back to Just Gaming Today. Today we're here to play some more Outhold. This is Let's Play number 20, and today we're going to try to do the token limit challenges for levels 8 and 9. I might have to split it up, but we'll see how long 8 takes. So let's get into this. Let's take a look at level 8 first. So you can see we've done the token limit challenges and the other goals. There's previous videos that can show you how to do all of these. And then level 8. So level 8 is the split path with three entry points for the grunts and the enemies. There are three artifacts that are already in play. It's a light artifact, wind artifact, and the earth artifact. So those are already established. We get 3 artifacts of our own. And you see we do get quite the increase, especially in the blue currency. So the blue currency getting an extra 1,000 points is quite the increase there. So let's take a look at what we can do here. We got U7663. So let's see if we can increase the build here. Now, there was a user, Jaden, I want to make sure the last name, I'm not sure it's correct, but I think it's Ower. He pointed out that you can click on this and change it. Let me see here, unspent total, spent total. Oh, that's perfect. So you can click with your left click and just change this so it displays properly. Or, well, not properly, but displays in the way that you would like it to. So you can look at these token limit challenges a little cleaner. So before I was using the unspent, and it was kind of difficult, not hugely difficult, but you had to use some calculators because there's always odd numbers here. But using the spent is so much better. So let's take a look. So it was 2,500, so 25,000, and then 2,500, and then 7,663. Now we likely may not be able to use these two. I'm finding that these two are harder to use for these token limit challenges because they're kind of locked in certain spaces. But as we open more of these gold, I think these are kind of the locks. It locks out part of the tree. So the more of these gold things that you have, it establishes your ability to get into different parts of the tree. So let's take a look at the build that we have. So this is the build where we left it for the challenge on level 7. We have 5,000-ish points to go, but we have another gold unlock. So gold unlock, I think that will be useful for us the most is, let's see, death and taxes. I don't even think I've gone this way. That's interesting. I'll have to go explore that in a future video because I'm not sure what's behind here. But the outpost taking damage is probably not something we want to do. I don't think we want to open up a fire tower or a lightning tower. Maybe we do, but I don't think so because we still have a lot of stuff that we haven't fleshed out in these systems over here and over here. So we are getting close to maxing out the slows. I think we're going to just go ahead and do that. It may not be the best course of action with what we have going on. We can always take points back out. But for the moment, let's establish that. We still have 3,900-ish points to work with here. So let's go over and take a look. The way to go might be this multi-crit. We would have some blue points to work with. I'm not sure we want to go heavy towers, but I don't know, maybe. Maybe we do heavy towers and let the explosions do our damage. But I'm not sure that we really need to do that. So for the moment, we can always go backwards, but let's spend here and get our 7th. I don't think we could always do this damage link and the charge buff, but I'm not really focused solely on this this pulse tower quite yet. There are good things behind here with the amping up and whatnot. We would get access to another green. That could be cool. We get access to a purple here. But I'm not sold on this quite yet. That might be where we go because it's the only place we can probably go in level 9. So let's snag this one and let's take a look at these. Multi-critting a burning enemy causes it to combust for up to 3 ticks. I don't even think we can cause burning other than through an artifact. So we might take this because it's just 250. But let's take a look here. Raise the multi-crit limit by an additional 1 for any arrow tower at level 3 or above. Let's go ahead and take that. Now that's 50 points, so super, super cheap. And we couldn't take this even if we wanted to because we're limited by the 7. So let's take a look here. We can get into some of these other purples though, because as far as the purple goes, we're allowed 1 more. So we can take this charging, raise the amount towers are charged by explosions by additional 0.15. We could take when an arrow tower is charged, it will add an additional 10 stacks of poison. I think this is really good. Yeah, let's snag this one over health. You know, we can always raise the outhold health. We might have to, but let's take this to start with and just go for damage. Now this is 150. We get up to 2,500, so we have a lot to work with. Vulnerable enemies hit by poison gain 1 extra stack. Let's grab that so we can open this up and see what this is all about. Leveling up a tower to level 5 causes it a 3rd arrow on each shot. Now we can't level it up to level 5, I don't believe, unless we have this piece over here. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe as we go along, I can't remember if like being on level 8s and 9s allowed you to go above 3. But for now, we can take this just because we have so many greens to use, but I'm not sure it'll do anything for us. So let's take a look here. All right, so we do have some low level currency to spend. So let's take, this was raise all explosion damage. I don't think we have anything else in the arrows that we can spend the low level currency. So we're good there. Yeah. Might want to max out the health too. We really haven't, we've kind of just flown with the low level of health and it's worked okay so far. So let's see. I like the chances. So increase the sizes. This is the chance. I do want to do this so that way the elites explode as well. Here, raise the chance for a fireball. That's good. We still have a little above 1,300 points to spend there. So before we spend any more blue, we've got 1,000 there. And then let's go ahead and try and work as close to, yeah, that's probably the limit there for our low level currency. Now, for our blue currency, we have, 575 left. Let's check these out. So raises the base arrow damage of tower, but increases their cost. And then leveling up a tower increases the base damage by an additional 5%, but the cost level is now higher. I'm not sure we want to get into these, but maybe we do at some point. This one raises the arrow damage base tower by 5. So this type of investment here is always good from what I've seen. We've maxed out the base damage here, so we can start to max this one out. But before we do, let's take a look through the rest of the arrow here. So we could do raise the base rate of the tower, but reduces the base damage. I think this is a good exchange, but for 250, let's see what else we got. This one's 300 shielded enemies take full damage from poison. We're not really super poison yet, so I'm not sure what we want to do with that. That's 200, 100, and 300. Yeah, so 3 vulnerable enemies hit by poison gain 1. Get in yet another stack, so that will be good. Maybe this stuff is okay where it's at the moment. Let's check the explosions and see what we're looking for. Bang for the buck. You really have to kind of maximize the bang for buck here. So we can pretty much get most of this. What's this one? Explosions have a 5 to 10% chance to create a pool. That's pretty good. Towers hit by explosions will charge. So we still have a pretty good amount. Raise all explosion damage or the size of the explosions. Probably only fit one of these in, right? Because these are 125, 125. Let's see here. Everything we could do is just raise the base tower damage. I think we're going to go with that at this level and try that. So we have 25 points left. I don't think there's anything where we can spend just 25 points, right? Yeah. Now this is a good one too, just because a lot of enemies are going to be slowed. So that might be a good one for level 9. We have used 25,000 is our cap here. 2,500, 766. I don't really think there's any other greens that we can get into, right? Can we invest here? Yeah, we can invest another one here. So unharmed vulnerable enemies take an additional 50%. That's a mistake because I should have had one there already. And then this one we'll go ahead and invest in just because it's there. So we're at 6 and 5. If we could do another green one, we would, but I don't think we can get to one. Let's go up here and check. Yeah, opening this multi-crit really didn't do much for, abilities to get the green. But let's check these green out. Damage Link now works across all sources of slow. Damage Link might actually be the way to go, and increases the link damage. So when a slowed enemy takes direct damage, there's a 30% chance of also dealing 15% of its all to all other enemies affected by slow from the same source. Let's try with multi-crit. If we have to make some changes, we'll probably go into damage link. This charging is interesting too because it does, have a synergy with the charging down here. We're not full into this, we're not using this purple down here, but it does allow us access to another green up here. Damage like now works across all sources of slow, so everything would have that percentage. So I think we're good at the moment. Let's check out fire. Yeah, fire, ice, and earth. So earth is kind of nice just to get more poisons out there. I think this level we do start with an earth. So I think we're going to take the earth. We don't have any synergies with ice and fire really with our current build. We could with fire if we took this, but I think that would mean backing off something we've already allotted points to. So let's go with this build and see how things go. So it looks like we've met our things, our limits. So let's go in, and it does say our token limit is active. So this is important to see when you start these. So we do have an earth down here. With this earth, I'm definitely going to just put a poison in, or a poison pulse tower. It slows, it poisons, it does things that maybe, tick off those last few points before they hit our outhold. Now we do have free artifacts up here. So I believe, I didn't go back and watch my video, but I believe I did put arrow towers into each of these. These are really good towers. An ice tower and the wind tower are quite good. I don't have any more points. Now we do have 8 waves, so that means we have 7 waves we can accelerate. You can accelerate that 8th wave too and eke out a little bit more gold. But the important thing here is if we have to run it again on this first wave, you want to pay attention to how much gold, or I always call this gold, but how much of this spending currency that you can get by starting the waves early. So if you just have a bunch of leftover currency that you can't really spend on anything, then you really don't need to start the waves faster. But if you're almost to a certain breakpoint, like say you need 250 to upgrade an arrow tower and you're at 247, you can go back on that next wave and start one just a little bit earlier and earn a little bit more gold to eke out some extra gold there. Just a little bit of starting advice. Let's go ahead and start this off. I think we're going to put a pulse tower here, and try and build some arrow towers maybe at the edges here, in here. I remember I focused most of my power in here. So let's kick this off and see how things go. I think I'm going to level these guys up first. I think it's important to get these guys, kind of working for us. Let's look at a pulse tower here and a pulse tower here if we can. It's a little hard to judge when to start this, but we'll get a couple of extra bits there. I do think I need to get some arrow towers maybe in here. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, so we made some mistakes. I think getting these 2 pulse towers established early is bad. So let's go back, play again real quick. So we're going to go arrow tower, pulse tower, start again, and we're going to put arrow towers in first. We were going to upgrade these guys first, but then we need to establish some damage along the way. The pulse tower seems like it might have been a good idea, but we're just not good enough. This enchant of light is also important. I did not start this early, but you can see like having this enchanted and it really it increases the level quite a bit, or it increases the effect quite a bit. So I think the first thing we want to do is throw another arrow tower here and then start laying down the pulse towers that I had before. Yeah, so these are upgraded. I'm going to upgrade that just to get it going a little bit too. Hopefully we can put another arrow tower here. This one I might put here. Let's get this leveled up. Looks like we're going to need some more. I might put the arrow tower here, actually, if we can. Yeah. Let's enchant it with wind. Oh, man. Woo! Okay, I'm not starting this early. We need to think about that a little bit. So those leapers are certainly getting to us. Now we have some layered defenses. We got these guys that are kind of being ablative. Another arrow tower is going to cost us quite a bit. Wow. Yeah, that was rough. So at the moment, I'm going to throw a pulse tower here. And we have 87. I'm going to throw another pulse tower here. Now I'm going to look to increase I'm just looking for these pulse towers to just slow things down just a little bit. Together, they look like they'll cover this middle section pretty good. And if we level them up, they'll probably reach out into, let's see. Yeah, probably reach out enough where now they're doing the work in all of the lanes. So we do need to level those up. Let's look at what enchants we have left. We only have an earth enchant left. If we put it on an arrow tower, we put another arrow tower here, might be okay. We've got this. I think we're just going to put it here. We have some time to think about it. So let's go ahead and do that and see how things go. I'm going to try and upgrade these real quick. Quick-ish. All right, now, if I can get these arrow tower, I'm going to upgrade this guy first and this guy next. Looks like everything is out, so let's start again. Let's upgrade these guys. Okay, so all of our arrow towers are level 40. I'm going to upgrade this guy next. Okay. Oh, I thought I had upgraded him. Interesting. Now I can go to 250 here. I'm not rushing this one because it definitely looks like I need some thought into this. So all of these have the 100 investment. Oh wait, the two down there have the 100s. These need 100s. Now this one is really, really powerful. So I think I am going to go ahead and upgrade the arrow towers to the 100 level. I did want to get this up to 75 as well. Now I'm thinking I want maybe this guy or this guy. This guy gets a super huge range, and I think that's going to be important. Let's start a little bit early there. Maybe this wind tower is where we want to go. It's getting really good coverage here. 5. Okay. So this is the last wave before the boss. So far, so good. These arrow towers are max level. I'm going to upgrade this one. And if I can, now this boss I believe splits. So another pulse tower would be 150. A pulse tower here might not be bad for the boss. Let's go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and upgrade this one. The reason I'm doing this is it will reach out and cause that boss to go a little slower and hopefully allow these towers to do some work. But if I put 75 in, I still have enough max, 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 max. So all of our arrow towers are maxed. We can afford another arrow tower if we wanted. Let's do that. It's only going to be a level 2, but I'm okay with that. Now, as the boss comes out, we're going to shoot it and earn some more coins so we can up this to 40 quite quickly. Oh, no, this is, oh, start wave 8. Yeah. So this will be the boss. Let's get this because we're going to get a little bit of gold trickling in from hitting the boss. So I think we're going to do okay here. Now, the boss splits in two, and once you kill one side off, the other side starts to go faster, but it, it, it snowballs. So this extra arrow tower wasn't really necessary, but it kind of kills it really early. So that's the token limit challenge for level 8. We did this fast enough. I think we're just going to go into level 9 on this video. So level 9, let's take a look at it real quick. So you can see level 8, token limit, we're good. All right, so this one is the really difficult level. So this level has just, it throws so much at you so fast, especially in wave 2. So this is a very difficult level to do. Hopefully I remember how to do it. I know it was the explosion build that saved my butt on this one. Now, this one you can see we get an additional 5,000 of the lower currency. Not a huge deal. But the currency that really matters is this blue currency. We get an extra 4,000 blue currency. That is really, really good. And then it's 877, and we get another artifact. So let's take a look at what we can do here. It does say we get another gold. Yeah, good. So another gold here. I'm thinking I did go into arrow towers before, and if I go into arrow towers, we get a lot of blue. We open up some extra greens. So let's do the heavy arrows and see kind of how this works. I think we're going to keep everything else kind of the same for the moment since we just opened this. What I do want to do is be able to flesh this out to a point where I can get to these purples. So this one increases the range of the arrow tower by 10%. That's pretty good. And then this purple one raised the tower's base fire rate by an additional 10%. Let's go there for now because that's the one purple. Still not think this charging one is better than what our other options are. So let's do this again for the moment. And that, oh wait, I don't think we can. It's defend. We could do 7. Yeah, so we could do one of these. But 10% extra fire rate is pretty good. So we'll do that. This one here is raise the tower's base damage by 5. Those are amazing. So we're going to get that. The arrows tower has a 10% chance, 10% increased chance to do a critical hit against unharmed enemies. Yes, we have another green to use, and that's kind of why I'm going in here, is there's these greens and purples that are available to us. Raise the multi-crit limit by an additional 1 for an arrow tower at level 5. That's not useful. Stop an arrow tower from firing by hovering over it and missing the D key middle button. That's not really useful either. So this might not be the real play here, but I think this is where I went for our challenge on level 9 anyway. So let's check these out. Arrow tower is able to deal 10% of its damage against shielded enemies. Raise the arrow tower's chance to do a critical hit by an additional 5. And raise all critical hit damage by an additional 10. So even though these things aren't super powerful, I think they're pretty good. The arrow tower deals 2.5% more damage for every 100 ranged units between the tower and the target. Again, the way this heavy arrow tower works is, it gives you tons and tons of extra damage, but reduces its fire rate dramatically. So you want to be able to kill stuff at heavy range. So we do have quite a bit of extra currency to work with. I'm not sure where we're going to spend the basic currency, probably here, I guess. We get a 30,000 limit. So let's go over here and max out the health. Let's see, raise the number of tokens. We don't care about that. This one is raise the early spawn coin bonus. That one we can invest into. Raise the coins gained from damaging the boss. Let's do this real quick. So 5% for early. Then we open these, charge all towers. I'm not too concerned about these. You can certainly build this way and do different things. It's just I haven't done it. Um, the one thing I might end up doing down here is going into this coin converter once and then getting extra starting coin. Extra money is really, really, really good. So having an extra 50 gold on this one in particular is going to be nice to just lay down the towers that we need to do. Raise all base damage out by 0.5, and then when the tower defeats an enemy, its next level up coin cost is reduced. So with 6,500, we might actually want to go in here and then get this, remove the level cap. So removing the level cap might be better than this 10% increased chance. I think it is. Oh wait, we have two of them to work with. Yeah. This is green, so let's do that. Level cap's removed. The other thing down here, this lowering the cost of the tower is very, very good too. So I think we might go into that. That's 5625. Yeah, I didn't really think about going back into this, but that's pretty good. So we've got our cap here, right? So we're 877. We're good there. Let's go back up here. We have another 900-ish blue to spend. We have tons of this lower currency to spend. So let's go ahead and spend some of that over here. I don't care about these token generations for this one, but let's raise for the boss. Here, raise early coin. We've maxed out health, but let's check this one. Raise all base damage for each point of health. It's lost. Hopefully we won't lose any, but enemies damage the Outhold tower now grant tokens upon death. I don't know that we really care about any of this, but we've got a few points left over. Let's just kind of branch out into this and, just get up to the 30,000 limit. There's nothing else for us to invest in. That's the end of the road there. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let's take this out. And let's move this up. Take one more out of this. So we're 70 over. Only invested in these once. So yeah, I think I can only go to level 3. But that early coin bonus might make a difference. So our lower currency's done. We've got about 900 on the blue. So the blue, we're done down here. I don't think I'm going to put any in this rich get richer. But let's check out what we got going on here. And here. So increase the range of the arrow tower by 10%, 20%, base damage. All right, so we're 75 over. I'm going to take this out. I know it's kind of cheap. Well, hold on. Arrow tower is able to deal. I'm taking this out to get 100 back. That gives me 25 points under. I think the range is better than the shielded. Yeah, we don't really need to get to this. So I only have 25 points left here, so we're pretty much done. I think the last thing we do need to do is select our final artifact. An ice artifact, I think, is better than the burning, but we could rearrange some points and get this burning thing going, but it would only be for one tower. I think there is a burning on this level. Yeah, maybe that's actually a good thing to do. The range is really important, so I don't think I'm going to do that. Let's see. We could take out the pools, but the pools, there's going to be quite a few of them, so I think we're okay. If it doesn't work, we can come back in here and try and get into this. But for now, I think we're going to take an extra ice artifact for its slowing. Having the ability to just slow everything down, I think is going to be good. It's 152% all slowed. I think that's probably, there may be better ways to do this, but let's try this. So when we start, we check again that it's active. We have 4 artifacts that we can build. We get fire, we get wind, and we get ice, I believe, up here. So what I remember about this is wave 2 is really, really, really hard. There's a lot of stuff coming at you. So you need to be on top of it. That being the case, I'm going to put an arrow tower here. It needs to just be going right away. I think I put a pulse tower here, and I think I made it earth. And I just want everything kind of being poisoned as it comes in. This one here, I think I put a pulse tower in, or did I put the arrow tower in? Apply slow on hit. I believe I put the pulse tower in here. And then here, right in the middle, I believe I put an arrow tower with the enchant for light to get it to just do a lot of work. I'm going to demolish this because I think I actually put it over here. Let's see. Huh. Well, I think I'm going to move it back over. And the reason being is I wanted to work this alley here because I've got this one, these two work in this alley. So let's enchant it, put light in. I think I'm also going to put an arrow tower over here, but I'm shy. So at the moment, we're going to level this up. That'll get us to 20. I'm going to level this one up. Now, the important thing to note here is that I'm leveling these up, to where they're at so that as they kill, they reduce the next cost of their upgrade. They're going to shoot faster. They're going to do more damage. We're limited as the amount of arrows that we're going to be able to fire because they're heavy towers. I think we're going to build another tower here, and then we're going to throw another tower probably here. I remember having two wind towers, I think, next to each other. I might put the wind tower here. I'm not sure. This might be a pulse tower too, just to slow some more things down. But with this ice pulse, I think we're going to be okay because it's going to rewind things. So this might be a good spot for another wind arrow tower. So let's go ahead and start. We have 7 waves to accelerate. The 8th wave is the boss. Getting past wave 2 is going to be the key. That's the problem too, is I haven't really increased my health much, so I only have 8 mistakes to make. So let's go ahead and get things started. I don't know how much I'm going to feel comfortable accelerating here. Yeah, I think I want to build this arrow tower first. Enchant it with wind. You can already see they're getting deeper than I would like to see here. Yeah, I don't like seeing them this deep already, but let's start a little early. So this is early wave 2. I want these guys to kind of work their way down a little bit. I'm going to increase this one and then look to build another arrow tower probably here so we can start some burning for free. Then hopefully after we build this arrow tower, you'll see that there's so many things that come in that there's a lot of things that come by here. I'd really like to start it early and get a bunch of bonuses. Maybe that arrow tower isn't what we built. I think I'm going to build another pulse tower here. Yeah. Let's enchant it with ice and get another rewind zone. Because before I had a lot of health to work with, but I don't have it anymore. So let's level these guys up just because they're cheaper now. And look to build this arrow tower here. I think this was a wise decision on our part because we just don't have the health to work with. Before I didn't mind losing health all that much. And I didn't accelerate this at all because wave 2, I remember, was quite tough. So let's do that. The next arrow tower is going to cost us quite a bit. These guys here, we all leveled up. An arrow tower is 300. I am going to level this guy and this guy. And we already leveled this. Okay. Yeah, that's able to do some work there. Another arrow tower here gets us the double benefit. Now, getting these shielded guys dead is important, so let's get them dead. Also, the controlling what it's hitting is maybe a good idea. I don't know, because hitting in these crowds, making them explode, is where we really want to be. But I'm gonna go ahead and do another round of leveling things. We're already saving 25 there, 70 here. Getting them in groups when they explode is probably the best idea. Yeah, let's start a little bit early. Let's level this guy up, and then I think we want to look at another arrow tower here. I keep saying that, but the upgrades, are enticing. But I think another arrow tower would be quite effective here, just because we fire so slow, and I think we still have an enchant to use. So I don't see any shielded guys down here yet. So that's good. I'm going to try and shoot in the middle there and make some explosions, kind of see if we can kill some of these guys. But for the moment, I think we're okay. We should have another arrow tower here. Yeah, and see the leapers are coming through. This guy's at 40. And I think I'm going to leave that there and see if I can get this wind. Yeah, probably this wind tower is the best one to upgrade because it's just going to shoot faster. And faster is really good. Oh, I'm nervous about these guys. These leapers are coming in. I am not starting this early. Okay, that's good. Looks like we're doing okay. Now it's just about leveling. I'm not sure. I could put another pulse tower here and just continue to slow them down. That is probably a good play as well. The pulse tower here would probably be the best, I think, just to... These guys that do sneak through, you just kind of slow them down some more. So let's do that. Oh, wait. Pulse tower. Yeah. Like I clicked on that a couple of times. Now, this arrow tower here, oh, we don't have any more chance. That's okay. Let's start a little bit early. Let's see, 175, 153. Here is 202. 90. Let's go with that. 96 here. It's not enchanted, so... And this one here, having greater range is pretty good because it's the rewind tower. So let's go with that. Your pulse towers don't seem to be able to... Oh, wait, I gotta kill these shielded guys while I'm talking here. I don't like the shielded guys. Let's see. They're hard to pick out, though. Okay, they're kind of dead. So I am going to start this. Oh, wait, here he is. There he is. Very difficult to see, but they do cause issues for us. Oh, he's still there. Get him, get him, get him. Ooh. Not starting early, it seems. Start a little bit early, but let's start a little bit early. That could be a mistake, but it's just going to have to be what it is. So this one we're going to level up. We're going to level up this one, and let's snag that one as well. I think that's our next one to level up. Let's do this guy, and let's also do this guy, because these pulse towers that can poison and rewind, I think are quite good. This one's 187. This one's 138. Let's do this guy. This wind tower is really, really, really strong just because it fires so much faster. So I think we do want to do that. So here's the last wave that before the boss. So I think right now we're looking pretty good. 150. Let's plan where we're going to put our money. I think I'm done with this guy. Honestly, I might put it just in this arrow tower again. I think this one is the base tower that we really want to just pump into. So let's look for any shield guys. If I can actually click on them. They're very hard to see because there's a lot of busy stuff going on here. Yeah, let's go ahead and upgrade him. Here's a shield guy here. Okay, so those explosions did some work, but we definitely like seeing these guys go down. Now this guy is level 8. I'm going to increase him again. I just want him firing so many arrows. The other thing here, if you unlock that unlimited, there was a opportunity to increase the amount of arrows that are fired from these towers. And I don't believe I have that, but I might. Now these towers are killing so many things now that their rate is going down quite a bit. So 97 to level that one up is a good deal. I think we're okay here. I'm going to kill these guys in front, and then I'm going to try and select this shielded guy. Try and get him to explode. Yeah, we're already down to like 172 on this guy. Let's level up. I'm going to level this guy up too. He's not active at the moment. If I can level this guy up, I might wait and see. So it starts at 220, so I can already level him up. So here we are at the boss level. Not a ton I can do. I'm just going to keep leveling up this tower and get that higher and higher and higher damage and hopefully force some explosions. So let's start the wave. I'm going to just level him up right off the bat. I'm not sure we're going to get the 250 again, but maybe. Yeah, let's go. We're doing all right. We got there already. Oh yeah, this is the boss that has all the little pieces, and each of the pieces offer you more level ups. So I think the way to go is to just keep pumping into a single tower, but we'll see here. I'm not exactly sure. We are definitely taking it down very quickly. Yeah. Barely made it around the corner. So we did it. We completed the token limit challenges. So this is level 9 done. You see it does unlock a lot of points, you know. You probably get even more points if you invest in some of the things we didn't. Explosion did the vast majority of the work here, along with the arrow towers. You know, it's about half of what, a little more than half of the explosion damage. The explosion damage is quite good. Just, I didn't, on the earlier levels, I had tried the bomb brigade, and it just, I didn't have enough points to invest into it, so it seemed like it wasn't very good. But then another user had advised, you know, try the explosion. And when I did, I was like, oh man, this is quite good. And even though we had some poison, we actually ended up doing more burn, probably from that burn arrow tower itself, the specific tower that was doing burning. And so we did have a lot invested in the poison, and it didn't do much work for us. So if you wanted to min max this a little bit more, you could certainly, you know, de-scope the poison and go somewhere else, maybe further into explosion or further into the heavy arrow tower. But that was level 9. I feel really good about that. Probably go in and see what these prestige levels are all about. There, if you look, I'll go back to defense. So we have all the things. Level 10 has no goals other than survive. So you can't really do much in here. Let's go back to level 1. There is some sort of prestige mode. I don't know what that is. So if I do prestige mode, defeat the final wave of the level on prestige mode. Find out how broken your build truly is. So I guess on prestige mode, you can probably use all of your available resources. So we'll come back and revisit that in the next video. I hope everybody's enjoyed this. I hope this has helped you. And I'll see you on the first prestige video next time. Take care, everybody. Like, subscribe, dislike, leave comments. Let me know what you think. Take care.